What's up, guys? I'm Chad Hoover with Kayak Bass Fishing. I wanted to walk through my initial impressions of the Bonafide XTR 130 with you guys. And I know a lot of you are going to say, wait a minute, initial impressions? Didn't we see you in this boat at ICAST, before ICAST, doing some promo videos? And the answer to that question is yes. But what happened was we drove up and we met with the team from Bonafide, had about 3 hours to get out on the water, and it was more of a promo thing than an actual evaluation thing. So now that I've got my own boat and I've gotten out there and gotten to put 2 full days on the water with it, I do what I tell you guys to do. I actually take a brand new boat and I don't put anything on it, and I just go out and use it. And then I can kind of decide where I wish things were. So I did that with this boat. There's a couple of initial misconceptions that have gotten better in my mind, and then there's a couple things that I didn't think I was going to like that I still don't like. So I'm going to tell you what those are so that you can make the best possible purchasing decision. And the first thing about this boat that I love is the stability. I love the comfort because you can stand up very easily. I love how riggable it is. There's an infinite number of outfitting options. I can't wait to see what some of you guys come up with. I think from an affordability standpoint, for what you get, it's one of the more affordable, if not the most affordable boats for the big boat category or the big fishing kayak category. Performance is crazy. It performs unbelievable with the motor. I finally tested it for a couple hours with the motor last night. Mostly paddled it the first 2 days. Did about 1.5 miles, so three-mile round trip yesterday. The first day I only did a couple hundred yards, but thoroughly impressed with this boat's stability and how it performs and the comfort and the adjustability of the seat and all that good stuff. The initial thing that I don't think I really like about the boat is I'm used to having a transducer mounted to a pod, coil up all your stuff, mount it clean, use some Yak Attack pass-throughs, and you've got this nice, easy, removable package. And so with this boat, fishing kayak, whatever you want to call it, what we're going to have to do is we're going to mount to the stern like you would with a traditional boat, but Hans left pass-through locations right here to drill holes to run the cordage through, or you can run your cord through the inside of the boat right here to the front if you don't want to drill holes. But if you do want to drill holes, these are perfectly spaced and designed for the cord to go through from all of the major transducers and a Yak Attack pass-through to go through there and make it watertight. I can tell you when we ran the steering cables, taking this hatch off, this is one of the easiest boats that we've ever used when it comes to running stuff internal. If you'll come around and look at the side of the hole right here, there's actually this V right here. So when you take off one of the side access panels and you put something in there and you have it canted like we do here, you can actually just push it and it runs down that groove right to the back of the boat and you can just reach in there and grab it. Part of that is thanks to these Suspends rigging stands. I don't know the exact model name. I got to give credit where credit's due. A good friend of mine named Richard Penny is a rep for those guys, asked me if I'd be interested in it. Kayak Angler then asked me again. I said, yes, send them to me. And so far I've been pleasantly surprised with how awesome this thing is, especially for handling these bigger boats and allowing us to do things like cant the boat, turn it upside down for rigging, turn it sideways. And so anyway, if you're looking for a really cool rigging station, check out these the rigging station foldable kayak stands from the folks at Suspends, and we'll link that up in the description box. So you can do the pass-through here. One of the things that I found out about this boat really quick is I like to rooftop it. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. That's going to be problematic with a stern mount. So I called Duke from Catch and said, hey, you know how those old CB microphone mounts work where they got the little circle button sticking off the back in a little groove? We just lock it in. Let's make something like that for the back so we can run the cord in here, leave a little bit of slack, and when you want to rooftop it, or if you're getting into super shallow water, you just pop your transducer off, lay it in the tank well, and it makes it easy. So again, that's one workaround that you're going to have to do with this boat. When I voiced my displeasure with why there wasn't an in-hole transducer mount to Hans, he explained to me that part of the reason was the boat is so big and so heavy that if you did mount the transducer to the bottom, it would kind of be impossible to get under there to tweak it, adjust it, get grass off of it, or what have you. But again, it was one of those things that because of the front hatch, the battery compartment, where your graphs are going to be, I thought it would be nice to have your transducer cord come in, clean up all that cord, hook it to the battery, go right through the pass-through in the deck to your graphs, and it would have been nice and clean. But I understand, and so that's just one of the things you're going to have to consider, is that if you want to put a standard transducer on here, you're going to have to mount it on the back, or you're going to have to use some kind of off-the-side arm to put it in the water, both of which are options. Now, the second big thing that I don't like about this boat, and again, I don't want to sound like I don't like the boat. In fact, I love the boat. what I'm saying is there are things that I thought I wasn't gonna like that I ended up loving, like this swivel seat. Didn't think I was gonna like this at all. Now that I've been using it, I love it. So that brings me to one of the things I don't like, and that is this battery compartment. I understand the concept. I understand why it's here. Part of it is some of this, you know, geometry creates structural rigidity and kind of has to be done. But what I don't like about it is I wish the cockpit just went on back like it does here, so you can slide your black pack further back, or you can even do the double black pack configuration and still swivel the seat around to get in and out of it. I do have a workaround. The plan is to take these two paddle holders off, clean this plate up, make a plate that comes back and utilizes these two screws and a track mount to put your black pack on top of it, and we'll call it like a crate plate or something like that. And then what that'll allow us to do is to have a place to put the black pack on top of, and then still have your underslung weight of your battery down low. So again, I know compromises have to be made. In a perfect world, if I could wave a magic wand, I really wish this would have just been open so you had more room for your black packs. That being said, I do love the freaking completely wide open deck going all the way down through here. I think it's clean. I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing. The one thing I do love about this is that if I want to run from one spot to another without taking the motor out, what I did is just disconnected the motor here, flipped it over in the boat, and it set in this groove, and then I just run a security strap right there. Now I'm running down the road. I don't have to take my motor, completely disconnect it. I literally just pull the mount out, flip it over, strap it down, and it's easy to run and gun. The tracks are amazing. They run, you know, the full length of the cockpit. And then you've got these little pass-throughs right here where you can mount your sidekick from Big Adventures, and I have one of them on the way, so I'll be reporting to you my thoughts on that. Another thing that I didn't think I was gonna like, and I actually ordered the Yak Attack side stage to replace these, put a side stage here, put the mount there, and kind of stick them off to the side, and I still may do that. But because Hans put this really nice cradle right here where you can put rod butts and reels, and then you've got room for 4 or 5, even 6 rods on this one side, and your front is not your traditional rod tip holder. Let's walk up to the front and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's not your traditional rod tip holder, it's actually a groove. So you don't have to worry about your guides getting caught on the edge of hard surfaces and things like that. They just slide in there nice, and they're out of the way of your foot pedal function, and they're off to the side. So horizontal storage on this thing is second to none. I mean, you can legitimately put 4, 5, maybe even 6 rods on one side by just staggering the reels, and there's plenty of room for the tips in here, and they're out of the way, they're off to the side, and easy to use. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, you can throw the 2 side stage on there from Yak Attack, and it'll be a little bit even more organized. Now, I will tell you straight up, there's a tray coming that's going to slide in this little groove right here on the seat, but I love the location of these 2 plates. And one of the things that I wish I would have done with my PWR is to put the control unit right here so that it wasn't up front, a little bit harder to reach, and blinding me when I was night fishing. So I'm definitely going to mount that here. And because I'm going to have cordage here, I don't want the junk drawer to drop down. So what I think I'm going to do is make a plate here and then put a couple of track packs on it from Yak Attack. So between the track packs here, the track packs in the forward hatch, the track packs mounted on the actual tracks, and then the track packs on top of the black pack, and that sounds like a nursery rhyme, you're going to have so much storage on this boat that, as bad as I hate to say it, this might be the first boat you don't even need a black pack on, because you just got so much integrated storage. One cool little clever rigging thing we came up with is I put the double header on there to hold my paddle, and then Austin was like, you should just throw your throttle mount right there instead of having it separate. And then he also said, you know, and recommended something I'm going to go with, which is to replace the 4-inch extension with an 8-inch extension, so you can put your throttle mount out here, and then when you're standing up, you can actually raise it up and use the throttle, because this boat is one of those boats that, the way the keel's set up, you can actually put weight on one foot and the boat will turn. So you could truly steer this boat standing up, running a stern-mounted motor. I'm not even going to pretend that I've got this front solution figured out. I threw this captain's bridge on there from Big Adventures because I wanted to see what it looked like. It actually is really solid because I put a little bit of tension on the lock and load mount so that it was kind of a little bit off center, so that when I did put it on there, I kind of had to knock it in, and that really tightens it up. Using these T-bolts and knobs from Yak Attack, so I can set the graph up, and then I can put 2 graphs, and then because this deck has your power hole right here, what I think is going to be really slick is to just run your power, cables through here, run your transducer cords through here, and then you've got all of this place on the bottom to nice and cleanly organize your gear with cable ties and brackets and all that kind of stuff. So I'll get back to you guys with exactly how we solve that problem, but this, you know, space in here and all this space in here is going to be what we use for that. Use a little bit smaller battery in the front for a stern mount, maybe a bigger one for a bow mount. We're still going to figure all that stuff out, but track packs fit in here on both sides perfectly. So there's just a lot of options when it comes to how we're going to outfit this boat. So if you're looking for outfitting and riggability, this might be the toughest to figure out on the market because there's so many options. There's, like I said, there's, you know, you got lock and load bases here. You got a couple more here in case you want to put a smaller graph up here so that when you're standing up fishing, you can look at it. You can put different camera mounts around. You can put your flag poles. Literally, the sky's the limit for how much you can put on this boat. Power link plates everywhere. Who's going to buy this boat, or who is this boat for? That ultimate tournament angler that wants to be able to carry everything, that wants to be able to stern mount, bow mount, or do both. You know, check your tournament restrictions first, obviously, but for pre-fishing, you could really make this thing into an efficient watercraft. The person that wants to take advantage of the fact that you can make it a tandem by popping this hatch off, using these inserts here to mount a second seat. The person that wants to hunt as well as fish from their watercraft. I'm really looking forward to setting up some bow lights for this thing and bow fishing from it. I think it's going to be a great duck hunting boat, so we're working on a blind design. Again, that tandem person that's looking to take another buddy, a small child, a significant other, this boat's going to be perfect for that. And then that person that's looking for that very comfortable, sitting up high, you don't feel like you're in a kayak, easy to stand, easy to sit down, easy to fight fish, easy to land fish. You know, just like a bass boat, you can lay 5 or 6 rods right up on the deck. So those are the people that I really think are going to love this boat. Like I said, the two things that I kind of wish were different, but I do understand, is I wish it had an in-hole transducer. I really would like to be able to clean everything up right here, but I understand how difficult that would be to get to. And then I really wish that the tank well is a little bit more open. So it's my job to find some things to dislike about it. Those are probably the only two after 2 full days of fishing it. And then a couple of things that I didn't think I was going to like, the side stage rod holders and the swivel seat, turned out to be 2 of my favorites. And so I'm going to be walking this boat through the paces. I'm going to be putting different, you know, configurations for how to set your graphs up, different configurations for camera mounts, different ways to use this thing in the coming weeks and months. But what I'd like to know is, what is it that you want to know about this boat that I haven't covered or no one else has covered yet, so that I can get out there and get you the answers to it. And then stay tuned for the next video where we're going to do the XTR versus the PWR to let you know what I think might be the best watercraft for you, or the worst watercraft for you, depending on the type of fishing that you do when it comes to comparing those 2 watercrafts. So again, hit up that comment section. If you haven't done so yet, please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to help support what we're doing here at the channel, consider joining KBF. We're going to get 10x back in gift certificates from premium sponsors. What it cost you to get in helps us do what we do, continue to do what we do. And again, you get more out of it than you put into it. So head over to kayakbassfishing.com/join to support the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, I'm Chad Hoover with Kayak Bass Fishing. If you're looking to get in on the exciting sport of kayak fishing yourself, check out kayakbassfishing.com. Yeah! Boom! Oh yes!
What a freaking toad.
So whether you want to find out more about competitive kayak fishing and kayak fishing tournaments, or just looking to learn more to make yourself a better angler, head over to kayakbassfishing.com and join today.